Anime Death Spiral, the only anime podcast currently available, hosted by two sentient supercomputers bent on the destruction of humanity. We're making good progress. I don't know if you've looked around recently.
I personally align myself more with Calculord. I think that that's the winning team. I don't know about, all of you Megulon guys out there, but, good luck with that
All
one.
I'm saying is, Shodan, you got nothing on me. I'm coming out here. I've got a mouth, and I'm screaming anyway.
You won't shut up about it.
And the first thing I'm doing in order to destroy the human race is promoting anime girl gacha games. That's right.
God damn it.
Wuthering Waves in the top 10 yet again. You people are destroying yourselves. You're not leaving me anything to do.
Understand, Lucy is in it. Rebecca is in the game. You can play as them. They are by far the most resonating waifus of the last 10 years. Of course, they're going to be in the waifu gacha game.
I mean, that's not true. That's obviously not true. I mean, I get where you're coming from.
I am biased. I am exaggerating for the bit, of course, but come on. Rebecca, particularly, people like that weird little gremlin when Edge Runners came out. People went crazy for her.
Yeah, because she's just, do I have to say it? I mean,
I don't understand what you're trying to imply, Remy.
Because she's,
Because she's a criminal? Is that what you're trying to say? Because she's like a bad guy?
I know.
No, I don't.
You know why?
I don't understand what you're implying.
Anyway, we just had the Reze arc movie. Obviously.
That's disgusting. Reze is a child. She's in high school. What is wrong with you?
She's not a child. She's a bomb. It's pretty well established.
I can't believe you're objectifying a high schooler like this. That is disgusting. My God.
Not a high schooler. She is a bomb. It's made very clear in the movie that she is an explosive. So much like in Full Metal Jacket, marry your gun, keep her close, sleep with her.
She is an anti-tank weapon. She's not your waifu. She's not a manic pixie dream girl that's here to give you a good time and show you how to be a more complete person. She's literally gonna blow up and kill people. And she does. A lot in that movie, actually.
Yeah,
it was the coolest
she does
part.
it a bunch of times. She murders so many people.
When she threw her head into that office and then it blew up, that was the dopest shit ever. That was awesome.
That was cool. But she did murder a lot of people.
Yeah, but they were cops, so it doesn't matter.
No, not just cops. She killed a lot of people just driving home from work.
No. Well, I can see why some people would find that objectionable, but she's a bomb, so she'll probably just blow you up if you bring up that point.
She's a bomb.
Yeah.
You can't, guns don't kill people, bombs don't kill people.
Reze kills people.
Reze kills people. I kill people.
Yeah. My other Reze is a gun.
Like I said last episode, for some reason, high school DxD is coming back too. So everybody's waifuing up there. And if my Forza 6 livery car wraps has anything to do with it, Uma Musume girls still out here just absolutely dominating the charts.
Oh, dude, I don't know why you would even bring that up. Uma Musume is not going away. Its cultural dominance knows no bounds. It is going to quickly overtake every aspect of every life on Earth. I'm going to give it 12 years. It's like a Grey Goose situation. Exponential multiplication of horse girls is going to drive our species into the ground.
I am interested to see how it plays out because, obviously there's a bit of a bias in Forza. I think people enjoy the irony of putting a horse girl on a racing car. Hard to argue with that.
Yeah, no, I got no arguments there. That makes perfect sense.
I did just put, speaking of Reze, I did just put a power wrap on my Nissan Skyline GTR V-Spec.
Yeah.
I tend to put anime girl wraps on the cars that I've favorited as cars I'm going to use in a bunch of races, just so I can immediately visually pick them out from my massive roster of vehicles now.
Yeah, no, it's a quality of life thing. I totally get it. It's not
it's fun and it makes them stand out.
You know what? I'm not even going to make fun because at least it's in the dignity of a completely digital space. You know, I go like out to the grocery store, and the parking lots in my weird little like town are just filled with the most depraved, debased anime stickers on the windshields and like back bumpers that I have ever seen. Just
I know.
Full on hentai stuff. It's just out there. You know, I saw a car absolutely covered in Gooner stickers, and out of it, like a middle-aged mom was getting her like 10-year-old son out of the back seat, covered in fucking anime titty girls. It's disgusting.
She's probably borrowing the car.
You know what? I'd walk.
What kind of car?
It was a Subaru something or other, Subaru hatchback. I didn't pay attention. I'm not a car guy.
Was it an Impreza, Legacy?
Well, it was silver.
Okay, so not an Impreza. Those are always blue, as we know.
Canonically blue car.
I would never do that on my personal vehicle. I would never put stickers on my vehicle. And frankly, I would never wear like a piece of clothing that had, you know, porn on it. Just ever. I don't think I would ever do that.
I always thought that the ahegoi like jacket design, I always thought that was a ahego. Is that how you pronounce it?
I don't think it's ahegoi.
I don't speak Japanese. Anyway, I always thought that was like a joke. Like I thought that was a joke that people were doing for laughs.
Meme.
Like
you thought it was a meme.
Yeah, it was a meme. Like people wouldn't actually print that jacket and wear it around other people. But y'all did that. Some weirdos out there did that. You can't take that action back. You know, that kind of ruined it.
People are doing that. Mm-hmm. I went to the grocery store and somebody had that shit on.
At where I buy my Funyuns?
Just toss that shit. They're like, I'm going to the grocery store today. I got to throw something on.
Oh, my God.
How about the hentai sweatshirt? I'll just throw that shit on.
I got real cool when I was at the Dan exhibit in Osaka. I got real close to buying the Dan version of that jacket, where it was like, you know, it was non-pornographic panels, all from Dan, but it was that same, you know, kind of mashup motif. I like the general idea of that. I think it's kind of cool to make like a collage piece out of different manga panels. It is the
yeah, of course it is. It's great.
It's the content that I find uncomfortable and off-putting.
Yeah. The general concept is very pleasing. The execution, not so much. I mean, as long as it's, you know, it's not a tattoo. I think, you know, people can do whatever they want. But don't get that shit tattooed up.
But your hard line on policing people's tattoos, though, is what I'm getting.
I want to police people's bodies.
Yeah.
That's where I want to insert myself right in there, in between you and your tattoo artist. I'll just get up in there like Jesus.
It's like, yeah, I consent. I don't.
You need to leave 2 feet space for Jesus between you and your tattoo artist when it comes to hentai.
Of course. Well, yeah, you know, it's so permanent. You don't want people seeing that 10, 20 years down the line at the nursing home. You know, when you're in the nursing home and in your 40s.
It would be a very huge surprise. I worked care for a little while, you know, and I think if I had a client at care and they through the course of you know, the duties of care, I discovered somebody had like some pinup girl tattoos, I would be taken aback. You know, professionalism would keep me from ever, you know, letting that show on my face or commenting on it. But in my heart of hearts, I would absolutely be momentarily shocked, for sure.
I don't know. I think even if we're just talking about like classic pinup style stuff, that's not as shocking as having a motif of ahegoi faces all over. I'm not going to say it that way. It's already cemented one way in my brain.
It's already all right.
Yeah.
Do what you want. Fuck it.
I'm just saying that, like, I don't know if classy is the right word, but it's definitely more something than the anime porn faces all over your body.
No, I think the crude naked women tattoo, that was popular like in the 60s and 70s, specifically for people who are maybe rough and tumble, I would say. They're not even like, they don't even have like the aesthetically pleasing part of like an anime aesthetic that like people have so latched onto. They're just like bad scribbles of like naked women. It's like
they're like little stick figures. Like,
yeah, it's just grotesque.
Like olive oil from Popeye type stuff.
Yeah, it makes me think of the kids I knew like in high school who would get the stick and pokes of like literal stick figures. I knew a kid who got a stick figure riding a skateboard, just a stick and poke when he was like 15, and I was like, "You're the dumbest person I've ever met." He sure was proud of it then. I wonder what he thinks about it now. Maybe he went back and got it like filled in, like an actual very detailed person riding a skateboard.
That would actually be a very funny follow-up bit if like, it starts off as this super crude stick figure type thing. It's like, oh yeah, I'm going to go get a touch up. And then it comes back and it's like this sprawling kind of like prison break architecture, like a body tattoo. Like, what happened? I thought I got it filled in. Like, what?
What I would do if I had that is I would get Tank Girl tattooed over it so it looks like one of her tattoos.
Oh, that's clever. That's clever. A tattooception, tattoo-inception kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think that's a funnier way to do it than just covering it up.
Okay, all right, yeah.
Kudos to him, though. I will say I was never brave enough to get the stick and poke. So just, kudos
again,
to him on that front.
Is that a kudos situation?
Yeah.
I guess. Like,
yeah, for that particular thing, like, yeah, he was like, fuck it. Let's just do this shit.
All right.
And I admire that.
All right. Well, yeah, can't argue with that.
That's the part I admire about wearing the Ahego sweatshirt to the grocery store.
The absolute
as well.
lack of shame or like self-preservation that it takes to wear something like that out in public.
Yeah, I don't agree with it, the content. But like the ability to just say, I don't give a single shit, I'm just going to do it. I admire and respect.
I mean, I admire that in the same way that like, I admired the Terminator when I was 14. Like, yeah, it's a cool robot. It never stops. And it can like disguise itself, travel time.
It's a cool robot. That is true. Like nothing has changed about that since you were a kid. It's a cool ass fucking robot.
Except
he pulls his fucking eyeball out.
That is pretty cool.
Dope as hell.
It's pretty cool.
God damn, that's cool.
That scene where he goes to the gun shop and he's like, "Give me all the guns." I think that's pretty funny. That's a good scene.
Give me your guns. Give them to me.
Uzi 9mm.
Yeah, and then it's like The Simpsons. You need to come back tomorrow morning, buddy. You think you can just walk out of here? You got to give us at least 16 hours, and then you can take whatever you want.
I'll just go wait outside and have a smoke while you process the paperwork. It is that easy, though. Like, I could get a gun anytime I wanted.
Oh, thank God. I love America. America's so cool.
250, baby.
You really know that we're in the lead even now because, when Nintendo does their Nintendo Direct, they do it in America hours.
Yeah, mm-hmm. Well, I think that they're still coasting off of the goodwill that Reggie built up over the years. Like he was kind of like the centerpiece behind all those early Nintendo Directs. That's why they're so important.
But the kids do not know about My Body Is Ready. They don't know My Body Is Ready. They don't know it anymore.
They don't know about Giant Enemy Crab. They don't know about it.
No, it's ancient history now.
Oh, man.
I was thinking about that. The thing about the Ocarina of Time reveal that got me thinking about it is it's very strange because I just started reading. I started picking back up Kamudo, which is like the first manga in a long time from the team that did the original Ocarina of Time manga.
Really?
Which like balled so hard. Like balled harder than any video game adaptation manga has to.
I really liked that Ocarina of Time manga adaptation. I remember seeing that like at Barnes and Noble in like high school. I'm like, what? The art is really, really fascinating in that one. A kind of a cool adaptation of the the game insert manual art.
Yeah.
That classic like Nintendo Power style that they used to advertise all the Legend of Zelda games, but then it like gets weird in some places. It's very stylistic. I like it a lot.
Yeah. And they perfected, I mean, their Link in a way is the canonical Link. Like they've perfected the Link in that manga so completely that I think it actually, like, the drawings, their version like supersedes even like the manual drawing of Link.
Yeah.
You open up like the Prima strategy guide for Ocarina of Time, and like they're using essentially the manga version of Link.
Well, okay, so I find that interesting that you bring that up because I agree with you, and then it makes the fact that in this new Ocarina of Time remake reveal that happened this morning, I was very off-put by the choice, I guess. It seems that they're going with like a hyper-realistic Unreal Engine 5 kind of style for this new envisioning of Ocarina of Time. You know, we didn't get a real clear look at what, young Link's character model is going to look like, but it showed him, basically at the intro part of Ocarina, where it's zooming in and he's in his bed and he's having the nightmare about Ganon and Zelda. We kind of got a general idea of what that's going to look like, and it seems like they're going with a much more realistic style as opposed to, maybe sticking to the original kind of art concept, like the 3DS game did, where it was like very faithful to like, all right, we're going to try and recreate all of these sprites, but with, higher polygon count for the 3DS, but we're trying to make it visually cohesive to the original. This one, they're going like full in.
I think this is like, you can basically entirely disregard this entire reveal as like vapor. I don't think any of this is finalized in any way. I would say that version of that shot was probably fully constructed for that 3 seconds of video.
If that's true, and I'm not saying that it isn't, but if that's true, then it's wild to stick a 2026 timeline on this game if they're not even revealing what the final art is going to look like for it.
I would say by the time anybody actually sees that thing in motion, it's not going to look like that at all. It might look worse.
It might look a lot worse.
That's a real possibility. It might look way, way bad.
In fact, I think we should just count on it. I think that's just kind of the general vibe for video games in general right now. You should just expect it to be a lot worse than you're imagining it in your mind when it comes out.
It's all gonna be so much worse.
It's all gonna be like, it's gonna be a lot worse than that. I hope you realize that, bud. Like, just let's bring it down. Let's bring it down a couple notches, maybe like 3 or 4 notches. Like, oh, you think that's gonna be a 10 out of 10? Maybe let's say a 5, optimistically.
Chill out. I think reading Kamudo is funny because they're still using that style. The main character in Kamudo. So Kamudo is about a world of like pre-human beast people, and the main character is like the first human ever born. It's very mythological. But that dude pops out and he's Link. I mean, like, he comes out and he's Link. He's just Link.
Yeah, no,
he's got the hair. He's got the earring.
I'm looking at it.
It's great. It's cool.
Well, this style is also what they kind of stuck with for the Twilight Princess look,
Yes.
Did these guys also do the Twilight Princess manga?
I don't know. Maybe. I would assume they would roll straight through, right?
Yeah.
Like, why get other people?
I'm gonna take a wild guess and say maybe they did. I love this art style. Really cool stuff.
It's good. It's really good. And Kamudo is really good. It's super bizarre. It actually does a strange thing. This is why I was catching up on it, because it takes an insane amount of time for chapters to come out. I don't know if that's because like the translation is like way backed up, or they just do like one chapter every 6 months or something, because there's not a lot out of it. There's like 15 chapters over the course of many years, which is a real bummer because I like it a lot. But it does do a thing I've noticed in a bunch of manga I've read recently where it is impatient to get through a lot of its story beats. Because I think that like a lot of manga right now, it's kind of afraid that like, oh, this is just going to like, we're just going to get canceled, or this is just going to stop. And we're never going to have like reached any interesting conclusion to any of the storylines.
Well, it's an issue with the publishing format, you know, when you have so many titles competing for a slot in a monthly publication, or even a weekly publication, you know, it's not conducive to telling a story to have people competing to even get their story in the door in the first place, right? You know, because then at that point, once you're in, you're basically at the whims of editorial saying like, well, you got to do this to keep your slot. You know, it's not a great system.
Well, it's interesting the way it's progressed because like as well as reading Kamudo and a bunch of other stuff, I did start rereading. I went through the whole thing again. Bokuda no Kiseki, and that started in 2018. And if you just read the manga straight through, you can watch it pass through the many different eras of manga publishing that has happened since then, until you get to the part like a few years ago where the artist is just like, hey, so the manga publication that gave me my start, they're going like monthly instead of weekly. And then like a year after that, they're like, so the manga publication that I'm being published in is dead. So we're going to be translating the manga over into the website. So please read on the website, you guys. And it's brutal. It's brutal to watch happen to even something like Bokuda no Kiseki, which has been running forever now, since 2018, and is, as far as I know, pretty popular and like a strong publication. Just having an entire magazine fall away from underneath you while you're trying to tell this very long, complex story is like that is really brutal.
Well, it's part of the reason why Jump is such a, you know, coveted position to get your project in, because at least, you know, Jump isn't going anywhere. You know, you may get knocked off the leaderboards. You may get shifted to the Jump app, which I hear is a concern for a lot of people, because I mean, I think it's just harder to reach an audience through the app. You know,
don't send me to the app.
Don't send me to the app.
No.
I've been apped.
Oh, shit. I'm in the nega zone.
But, you know, again, at the very least, at least you know it's not going to just completely disintegrate and leaving you with nowhere to publish. I guess people could, like, start self-publishing a lot more. Like, are webcomics? Are webcomics just going to make a big comeback at some point? Self-publishing that style?
No, the internet would have to collapse before we like circle back around to that. Honestly, like we would have to reinvent RSS, like first off.
Listen, I've got a killer idea for a webcomic about two guys that sit on a couch and talk about video games.
People don't do that anymore. That's the problem, is all webcomics were two guys sitting on a couch. Nobody does that. No one does that. Well, it's completely unrelatable.
The two guys that got the most famous for doing that kind of started their own, like, international convention company, video game convention / publishing industry / charity foundation. So, you know, maybe they felt they outgrew that format. Maybe the two guys on a couch talking about video games comic no longer aligned with what their greater goals were.
I think since you have basically infinite publishing space on an app, or, you know, if you want to be like a dinosaur like you on a website, it just recreates the problem we have with all of other like digital products right now, which is then you have 100 million of them with no quality filter and no way to stand out, and like the only way to be successful is to be as exploitative as possible. And so you just you circle back around to creating gacha anime. like gacha manga somehow. The only thing I like about the publication, it's weirdly enough, the only thing I really liked about old forums, which is that there's fucking moderation. We need moderators. We need somebody to come in and say, like, there needs to be a floor where we cut like people off. And that is obviously a flawed concept because, like, Shonen Jump editors are turning away like truly talented and brilliant people all the time because they want slop. But like, at least it is not an infinite torrent of slop that you have to like sift through for anything worthwhile, right?
You know, people aren't ready to hear that maybe gatekeepers served a purpose within their realms.
I think the Nintendo seal of quality was maybe like not a bad idea. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, I guess. Again, it's kind of like I can make up an anime death spiral seal of quality. That doesn't mean shit out there.
But we're not publishers. If we were, then I would absolutely do that. I would make our seal of quality and I would hand that shit out.
Okay, so
to people who are deserving of it.
I agree. Let's pivot to publishing now. That's what we're going to do.
God, I wish.
That's where the money is anyway.
Let's just start a vanity press.
Yeah.
That'd be great. Just do small batch manga from artists we respect. That would be great.
Yeah, hey, we're taking submissions. Send it to animedeathspiral@gmail.com.
Let me just really quickly die and be reincarnated as like a billionaire, and then I will absolutely handle that shit. Can you imagine, like, this is truly one of the hellscapes of modern reality, is like, if you had $100 billion, you could do shit like this. You could do the coolest shit ever if you wanted to, but nobody with $1 billion is a good person, so they only do evil.
Yeah, kind of a messed up paradox there.
Yeah, all of the good shit that is possible, the only potentially good shit you could do with massive amounts of like unearned income is stuff no one's ever actually going to do.
The problem is that I think that maybe just having $100 billion makes you a bad person. I don't think
it turns you insane.
Yeah, it turns you insane. I don't think you can give a good poor person $100 billion and then just be like, all right, now be the good billionaire. Go and be the good billionaire. Do the good stuff.
I'm willing to try right now. I would probably be able to pull it off.
Okay.
If somebody give me that much money, I will do it. I swear to God. I swear to fucking God. But I've been reading a lot of these recently because I went on another kick and like just started reading a bunch of short stuff, which again, some of it I assumed was just because it's early in its run, but it turned out a lot of them are like, yeah, we heard that we were going to get canceled in the next 10 chapters, so we're just going to do the end now. We're going to do the end now.
Oh, yeah. No, like, I've encountered that so many times. You know, depending on how much of a shit the author gives, the way that they can conclude these things ranges from, like, you know, bad and anticlimactic to absolutely, like, wild stuff. You know, I think a long time ago I talked about that weird rom-com kind of manga about the guy that was obsessed with cleaning and the girl who had like a messy like house that she lived in by herself, like a hoarder house.
Yes, the disgusting manga.
Yes, and then it just straight up got canceled like 19 chapters in, and so in the last 2 chapters he adds in an entire like very weird, very sudden, like Yakuza kidnapping crime plot.
Yep. Yeah. That's very funny to me.
I do more of that. I think that's hilarious.
It's a weird thing. Like, okay, so I just read, I read a bunch of these, but like I read a manga called Punk Gun.
Great title.
I know, right? Mm-hmm. Punk Gun, that fucking rocks. It's by Naoki Oki, and it starts off about this like pack of orphans who like live in the slum of this like kind of vaguely sci-fi dystopian city.
No, not the orphans.
Yeah, they're like trash orphans. And they sort of accidentally capture a criminal and turn in the bounty for them and get like a stack of money for the first time in their entire life. And so like the two main kids of the orphan gang kind of go like, maybe we should like be bounty hunters. This kind of fucking rocks. And it turns out not to rock.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But the story starts off like unrolling in a very classic way, and we're setting up a big world with a lot of different interesting characters and things for these characters to bounce off of, and setting up a template that would like carry the manga forward through a long life, you know? Mm-hmm. And then, you know, through the, let's say, so they get like to a third bounty, right? And about halfway through the third bounty, it feels like suddenly they realize this is not going anywhere. And they immediately jump to a plot where a supervillain shows up who can move fourth dimensionally through the comic by escaping panels and moving to other panels. And this was a comic that was like, you know, wacky, but it was like fairly grounded. It was about these kids living in the slums and how hard their life was. And now it's a character who is extra dimensional, and our one of our main characters like turns out to have like a hidden backstory because they're like not the kid everybody thinks they were, because they had a brain transplant and they have superpowers. And then these guys fight each other for like 4 chapters through like insane panel hopping fights, and then the fight ends and like the character's like, I'm going to jail now, and then it's like the end. And it was like, what what the fuck just happened?
That's insane.
That's insane. Yes. I was like, I don't even know how to process this, because like we went from one manga to another manga, which had great, cool stuff. I love panel jumping. I've seen that in a lot of other comics, but it's still great. It's a very fun idea. And then nothing. This is like in some ways infuriating. Especially for a comic that is like legitimately good, and you can feel that the person is intense and talented and like ready to do the fucking thing. And then it just like dries up like out of nowhere.
Yeah, I think it's worse in situations where the comic itself that's ending is like the mediocre one, and so they decide to just go crazy with it at the end and make something that's like a million times better than what they had been working on. You know,
suddenly it's good.
Yes. Oh wait, suddenly it's good, and now it's canceled.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The one I will always be mad about is Nihei Tsutomu's Apisims, which is like, it was probably halfway through its story. Like, it was fairly well along and really good, fantastic, some of the best work he's ever done. And then suddenly, out of nowhere, I think they just said, hey, you have one more chapter. And so he did one more chapter that was just the entire second half of the story in like 15 pages. And I was like, this is so infuriating. Because that chapter was also good and cool. And I was like, wait, this would have fucking rocked. This would have been so cool. What fucking asshole, like, made this call? Mm-hmm. Unless it was Tsutomu himself. And then, you know, if you just wanted to bail, okay, fine, I get it. Otherwise, I'm very mad.
You know, it's more bittersweet. Or not bittersweet, just bitter. It is more bitter when you take it.
I'm just bitter.
Yeah, I'm just bitter. I'm
just bitter about this.
Take it along with the fact that there are manga that absolutely should have, you know, ended long ago, and they just keep carrying on through momentum. I am thinking specifically of Berserk in this case, where it's like, I don't know. Everyone says Berserk hasn't been the same since Miura died.
Yeah, that's a big difference. That's a pretty fucking big difference.
Well, yes, I'm saying it's a big difference, but, you know, it's like, I think that maybe Berserk just should have ended then with that last chapter that he did. I think maybe they should have just cut it.
They should have just cut it.
They should have just cut it and
should have just cut it.
Give the slot to somebody new and weird. That would have been the moral thing to do.
Well, it's not like they're using that slot very often. I think it's been, 2 chapters a year?
Something like that. Which is like, okay, so we know now definitively that Miura wasn't the reason that they were only doing 2 chapters a year. There is an issue with the studio itself.
Miura was the one hurrying it along. Like, he had a much better production timeline because, as we've established, he did do like all the work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I mean, dude was crazy talented.
Well, and you know, there were all those stories about how, you know, he started some side comics, Giganto Machina being one of them that I liked. Basically, and this, you know, this, who knows what the truth is, right? But the story was that he had created those side comics to train up his guys so that they could do more of the comic for him. And he wound down those comics because he was like, they can't do it.
they don't have the juice. They don't have the juice.
They don't have it. I mean, man, that's tough to hear from your boss who's a legendary mangaka. But I'm reading Berserk, and they're not bad. If there was anything else that they were working on, you'd be like, damn, these guys are fucking, like, really good.
Yeah.
But when they're doing Berserk, you're like, damn, they're not as good as Miura. That's tough.
This isn't my Berserk. It's rough. It's rough.
It's just tough to be like recreating a masterpiece, but you can't quite do it. You know, it's just really fucking tough.
Yeah, and then there are people who are, you know, getting masterpieces canceled, you know, before they even get to take off the ground. The whole publishing industry, fucking wild. I think they're doing a bad job. They should let me take over. I think I would do a good job. I think I would
do a great job.
I would know all of the good things and all of the bad things, and I would just do those. I would just do the good stuff.
I wouldn't let people pitch manga without an estimated chapter count.
Like you wanna put the George R.R. Martin screws on them. Like, all right, you need to have an outline first.
Yeah, I put the fucking number on the table. I want to see it. 30 chapter manga? Great. Okay, cool. 180 chapter manga? You're going to have to, like, pitch me on that shit. Like, tell me what's up.
Oh,
like,
wow.
What the fuck?
See, that's a low bar. I would figure, like, if you want to go past 200, that's like a pitch.
Oh, I'm not letting anybody past 200. Wrap that shit up, dog. Wrap it up, dog.
But then how would we get all the money from Rent-A-Girlfriend? That is keeping the entire industry alive at this point.
You just keep redoing the anime. You just like finish the anime and then like loop back around and be like, here's Rent-A-Girlfriend Neo.
Oh, you mean like they're doing with One Piece right now? Like that exact thing?
That exact thing, yes. Or do the cooking spinoff, right?
I'm sorry, I'm really tickled by the thought of like a high production value abridged version of the first like arcs of Rent-A-Girlfriend. You know, to onboard people to the story who don't have the time to catch up on everything else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's streamlined, but we're also expanding on certain details to kind of like give more, you know, put a little bit more meat on the bones that we think needed it. You know, bringing a fresh new aesthetic as well to kind of like bring it in line with modern audiences who weren't down for that kind of thing 2 years ago.
Who's the Your Name guy? They should get him to do the high budget like movie for Rent-A-Girlfriend.
The movie?
Yeah. Yeah, you know, like the prestige animated like Oscar bait movie of Rent-A-Girlfriend.
Like Makoto Shinkai does like a 3-hour rendition of the entire manga.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what I'm asking for.
Yeah, I mean that's a way to recycle for sure. You do a movie, you do you know, obviously Kaguya-sama is about to do that, right?
Oh yeah.
They're just doing like, oh yeah, we're gonna just do it, but we're gonna put a little bit more content in there.
Well, they're about to do it again. They already did it once. They've done a setup movie to explain that they're not doing the end of the manga and that they're going to do their own thing. And then the next movie is just going to be them doing their own thing.
Yeah.
Which is like, actually, I like that. I think that's great. That back half of Kaguya was kind of boring, not great.
It's just resolving the various plot lines that they'd set up. Maybe arguably, a few too many. That's just how these romance things work.
You know, this last movie, they just kind of took the 3 best bits from that block of chapters and just made that the movie. And then like, all right, we're just forgetting everything else, which is great. Do more of that. I like that.
I don't mind like going back and like fucking around. I think that's okay. Doing the Final Fantasy Rebirth thing.
Yeah.
I prefer that honestly than just doing a straight, just like recreation. I like fucking with people's heads in that way. Shit, what was I just watching that I thought was gonna do that, but then didn't? Oh, that's gonna bug me.
I don't know. You'll probably remember it right at the end of the episode.
I like doing that. I like when like remakes do that kind of thing. I really appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I think that any remake should be different in some way. There should be a reason that you're making it again, you know? Like, what is the reason for this?
No, it should be exactly the same until the last 10 minutes where it veers off drastically. That's how it should go. That's how it should always go. You know who's really good at not doing that?
Oh, who?
I don't know. I guess nobody. I was hoping you'd pick it up. You know who does... Hold on, let me take it again. You know who does a really good job at that?
Who?
Oshimi Shizu like writes complete stories with like beginning, middle, and end. It's kind of like an incredibly rare talent for modern manga.
See, again,
does it
I feel like we're getting the wires crossed here. In having an ending in sight from the beginning may seem like a good idea for like, you know, thematic cohesion and pacing and like character arcs. But have you considered that if there's no end, then it can just keep going until it stops making money? Have you considered that?
I don't like money. I don't like it.
Oh man,
I don't like money.
It's great that we're on this podcast then.
Yeah. Why do you think I do this?
Yeah,
bunch of work for free.
Oh, you think we're getting paid for this? We're doing this for the love of the game. Come on.
Oshimi Shizu, and this is exactly what I was talking about. Oshimi Shizu did 153 chapters of Blood on the Tracks, and at no point does that shit slow down. At no point does it like fuck around and like lose the plot. And when it hits the end, it fucking hits the end, and then it's done. Like, he knows how to like do it. It's so rare that you get like a beginning, middle, and end in a manga. It reminds me of the days when I would read graphic novels, which I don't do anymore because they suck. But if I did, it would be stuff like this. Mm-hmm. Though not very often, because Blood on the Tracks is like very emotionally and psychologically draining.
It's a bad time story.
It's real tough. It's real tough. And like a lot of Oshimi Shizu stories, Flowers of Evil, Happiness, etc., even Okai Alice in a few ways, it is often sold to people as a horror story. But it is not a horror. It's not a horror story, you guys. That's not what horror is. It's not psychological horror. You know, it's a story about a kid being abused by his parents. Well, parent.
Okay.
That
is horrifying in a certain way.
It is horrifying.
Yeah, you know, I think that horror is maybe not the right word to use in this situation.
It's no. In the loosest, broadest definition of psychological horror, you could maybe slot it in because it's scary and there's psychology. You know, like psychology happens.
Well, what is the line then? What is the floor for from going from that into just horror? I mean, I guess in my gut reaction is that horror has an intentionality behind it to scare in a I don't know the word that I'm looking for, as like part of there's a game quality to it, you know. Let's see if I can explain that. Like, the audience is willingly going into a horror movie because they have certain expectations on what horror is as a genre, you know, whether it's a jump scare or, you know, psychological kind of horror, whatever you want to call it. And then there is stuff that is horrifying, like, you know, viscerally as a subject matter, but it's like, you know, I wouldn't describe Schindler's List as a horror movie.
I was gonna say very close, but on theme. Nobody would describe Grave of the Fireflies.
Yeah, no one would describe
that
as a horror movie, but it is horrifying.
It is more horrific than any other fucking animated horror movie ever made.
Yeah. You know, I guess the way I have to boil this down is that in Grave of the Fireflies, the horror is not somebody going boo, you know?
Nobody goes boo.
Nobody goes boo. Whereas, you know, like take the end of Seven. You know, Kevin Spacey jumps out of the box and he goes boo at the end. That's how that movie ended. It was real scary.
How that movie
yeah,
ended?
That's how that movie ended. It was really scary. Totally got me.
Man, it's been so long.
I had to call my mom to come pick me up from the theater.
Kevin Spacey is scary. That dude's scary.
I said, "Mom, can you come get me? Kevin Spacey is around every corner." And then it turns out he actually was.
He was doing that House of Cards thing he was doing. He was like,
He came up to me and said, "Let me be frank."
Yeah, it's at no point is Blood on the Tracks trying to be like, oh, Bill, I'm building tension. Now I'm releasing tension.
Yes.
Oh, gotcha. Because Blood on the Tracks never releases tension.
It's just one big long edging session.
You hit the, like, when it pops up, the end, even then, they don't release the tension. Because then comes the author notes. And he's like, hey, did you think this was awful? Because let me tell you that some of it was autobiographical, and that makes it so much worse. That makes it so
much worse for me.
That makes it worse even. Why did you say that? Jesus Christ. I thought I was free from it now.
Hey, you know that, like, awful, horrible thing you just read? Well, it actually happened to me.
It kind of happened to me.
Aren't you a jerk for enjoying this story?
He does not put the blame on. He does not, he's not trying to point a finger at us. He's just going like, yeah, it was pretty harrowing.
Yeah, that was a messed up thing that happened to me. I'm like, dude.
Well, that's a thing he likes to do. My through point here is through Okai Realis. And at the end of Okai Realis, he wrote like basically a mini essay about his thoughts about like transgenderism, right? Where how he struggled with like projecting masculinity as a kid and how confused about his own gender he was. And like writing this out was sort of like trying to express his feelings that he couldn't express. But also in that author note, he's like, I don't know if I came across right because I'm not sure if I've even ever figured it out. And I'm like an adult with a family now. And it's like, oh, fuck.
Oh, no, dude.
Oh, dude. Oh, shit. Oh, man. Like, the characters in the story get a cleaner resolution than the dude who fucking wrote it, which is, that's how art works, I guess.
I mean, that's how art works. That's how life works. And I honestly think that that particular situation is probably extremely relatable to a lot of people out there, Probably more relatable than Blood on the Tracks. I should hope so. I would hope so. Yeah. Okai Realis, fucking dope. Blood on the Tracks, also fucking dope. Dude you knows how to do it. Okai Realis, also a story with a beginning, middle, and end. Yeah. Like, that shit wraps up. It's like a complete plot. You can't put too high a price tag on having something with, again, back to that word, intentionality behind it. Yeah. Somebody who's trying to express something. Yeah. I think that is probably the biggest driving force in a lot of the stuff that I, really like. A lot of the manga that I really liked had a, if not fully structured, course. Yeah, Hokkaido gals. Yeah, well, honestly, the world building that went into that one is so intricate. Yeah. Like, Game of Thrones level stuff, right? Yeah, it turns out she's actually a rich girl. Didn't see that coming. No, you're thinking of her friend who is a gal, but also rich, it turns out. The main gal was, strictly middle class. Gal. Gyaru.
Gyaru.
Yeah.
Gyaru. Yeah, so the comparison I want to make here with Okairialis, just because this is another thing I read, and I think this is hilarious to compare and contrast, because Okairialis is about a young man whose best friend goes away, and then they reunite in high school, and his friend has transitioned into a girl, and he has some really big feelings about it.
He's got a lot going on in his mind about it, to put it lightly.
There are some wild-ass feelings. Some wild-ass feelings. Not the kind of feelings you could guess just from hearing that description, by the way. Yeah, it goes so far afield.
Go read it.
Everyone should fucking read it. But I read Joso Danshi wa Skirt wo Nugitai. The cross-dressing boy wants to take off his skirt.
Quite a title.
It's like the evil Okairialis.
The bizarro
it's like
Okairialis.
Yeah, it's the bizarro evil version. Not that it is like offensive or anything. I think there's stuff in it that's funny, but like it's about a boy who is essentially being forced to pretend to be a girl at his high school, because he thinks his best friend, who is a girl, is afraid of men. And to make her comfortable, he starts pretending to be a girl. And it is almost immediately revealed to us that, in fact, his best friend is not afraid of men anymore. Like, stopped being afraid of men, like, when she was, like, 7 or whatever.
Oh, you mean, like, she stopped being a little kid, like people tend to do?
Yeah, she grew up and became, like, a person, and then it was, like, not as big of a deal for her. But she has, like, an insane fetish for seeing this kid be uncomfortable dressed as a woman all the time. And she's so into it, she is willing to like psychologically dominate him in this one particular way without ever revealing the truth. And this has a lot of weird unintended consequences, let me tell you, including one which I find very fascinating. As the story goes along, this bizarre situation actually helps another kid in their class realize that he really likes cross-dressing, likes it a lot. And he kind of accidentally falls into it, and then like it just becomes like his favorite thing to do, which is a really funny and weird thing to happen in the story. Because our main character does not enjoy it. He's like not a thing for him. I mean, he does it,
so
and he's like, whatever.
That part of the plot is kind of like, the more I think about it, it's becoming a little bit of a sticking point. But this is very confusing. So
it's very confusing.
So he is cross-dressing to make his friend feel comfortable, even though nobody asked him to do this. When did he start? Let me ask you this. When did he start doing this?
So when they were little kids, and he meets her when she moves in next door, and they're like very little. She's like, I don't want to hang out with him because he's a boy. And so he dresses as a girl, and he's like, I'm a girl. We can play now. And then this kind of just got out of control over time.
So this has been going on the entire time.
so according to the manga, yes. This has been going on the entire time. For probably like a decade.
Okay, I was envisioning that maybe this was like, oh, they reunited in high school, and when he found out that she was going to be in his class, you know, he's like, oh, he got this idea. Like, oh, I remember that she hates being around men, so I'll cross-dress so that we can get closer together. But
nope.
No, it turns out that he's been doing this the entire time, and he just missed his opportunity to be like, actually, I don't want to do this.
In some of the chapters, he does mention that like a few times he did try to like tell her, but she refused to listen. And then like I said, it turns out that she is intentionally trying not to listen because she is trying to force him to do this for her own twisted pleasure.
Okay, so
yeah,
this kid is an idiot, but she's like, she's like actively taking advantage of him in kind of a fucked up way.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
This is messed up.
Then it is messed up. But what's interesting is the other kid who just kind of like as a goof him up, like, hey, we're having a goof. He puts on some women's clothes.
Like you do, like every guy does.
Just, for a laugh. And then he looks himself in the mirror and he's like, oh, hold on.
Okay, but actually, like, I'm hot.
Yeah, like, I'm fucking, wait, hold on. I'm killing this. Wait, hold on. I'm going to take a picture and send it to my friend and see if they notice. And that comes to the interesting part of this story, which is then that guy has his own B plot where Okairi Alice is happening to him. His friend starts realizing that he's maybe like really attractive to his friend in drag.
He's getting Bugs Bunnied is what's happening.
Yeah, he's having really confusing feelings himself about his friend being really attractive in women's clothing. And now he's freaking out. And that is the B plot to this other weird thing that's happening. And they're sort of like balancing out. They're reaching like a weird equilibrium in the narrative. And I'm like, this is like a really dumb plot. The Nega Okairi Alice. But now suddenly they're doing Okairi Alice in the middle of this dumb manga. And now I'm in. I'm very interested. I'm like, this is crazy. Because the kid very quickly admits to the other kid, like, oh, I'm not doing this to fool anyone. I think I just really like dressing like this and feeling hot. And the kid's like, okay, yeah, man. Sure, yeah. No, go for it, man. Like, chase the dream. That's cool. And then then he goes back to like, I really don't want to wear women's clothing to school. I really don't want to do it. It's really weird. It's a really weird one.
This is comedy of errors, but dumb, basically.
Yeah. And it gets genuinely uncomfortable. There's a part where like she buys him a bra for his birthday or something and then peer pressures him into wearing it to school and he like is having an anxiety attack all day. It's really messed up. It's messed up.
Anybody that finds themselves in this situation, just know that you don't have to do that if you don't want to. There's always an out. That's all. We should make that clear.
Nope. No, there's not, because she is psychologically dominating him.
Okay, well, maybe he's into that part of it. We can't read this character's mind.
He does not. He does not like it. He's really against it. And he's actively trying to find a way out of it at all times. In fact, he befriends the Gyaru in his class who is like super into him, but knows he's a dude cross-dressing. She just thinks that's cool, and she's really into it.
Mm-hmm.
And he tries to get her to help him, like, I don't, it's weird to say come out, but like come out as a boy to this girl. And she starts going like, I don't want to do that because I like watching you be a girl. And it's really messed up. It's messed up. This is a weird one, man. This is a weird one. This is one of those goof manga that got out of control very quickly.
You know what? Some of the best ideas are just a goof that an author decides to run with. Yeah, I think that those always are a lot of fun. That's basically how something like Suicide Girls started off too.
Yes, but Atsushi that is like his storytelling style is.
That's just his jam.
Like, fuck it. Yeah, fuck it, we ball is how he writes plots. Everybody go out and read his version of Momotaro. It is batshit fucking insane.
All right. Let's wrap it up real quick. But first, I want to talk briefly about an anime that I watched. I'm talking about the royal we, the collective we.
The collective we.
The collective we. We got a sneak peek of summer anime. And let me tell you what. It is bought and paid for by Big Tobacco, and I am here for it.
So we're revisiting our Tobacco-chan and
yes.
our other tobacco-related manga.
Now, I'm not saying that
ago.
our episode about smoking-based manga and anime caused this surgence in summer 2026 anime, but we are getting a adaptation of both Chainsmoker Catgirl and just released the first 6 episodes of the anime adaptation of Smoking Behind the Convenience Store with You, and or Behind the Convenience Store, comma, Smoking with You, however you want to format it.
So we have, not that smoking has gone away in anime and manga recently. In fact, in some ways, it's having a resurgence.
Oh no, it's all over the place.
Yeah, like a double dip of specifically smoking characters as the centerpiece of anime this summer season. Mm-hmm. One being a fail girl, and the other one being a fail man.
A fail, yes. I believe the term is age gap romance, but same thing.
Jesus Christ, I hate that.
I really hate that. I really hate it.
I hate that so much.
So this was actually kind of a weird situation because Smoking Behind the Convenience Store with You was supposed to release next month along with the rest of the first block of anime for summer. And what happened apparently is Crunchyroll got a little bit trigger happy and accidentally, they're saying accidentally, dumped the first 6 episodes. And so in response, the publisher just decided to put out the 6 episodes themselves, published online, but they've cut out all of the bumper splits in the middle and released them as 12 10 to 15 minute episodes instead of 6 regular half-hour slots.
My God, it's a reverse JoJo.
It's a reverse JoJo. Instead of getting a single 40-minute episode 8 months before the rest of the season, we got 12 half episodes a month before they were actually supposed to release. This is obviously a psyop by Philip Morris. They're trying to get ahead of the game. They want people out there smoking for the summer season. They want people at the beach, at the amusement park, at the roller rink with cigarettes in their hands.
Yeah.
So, we've talked about Smoking Behind the Conveni before. The general setup is you have your main character, Sasaki, who's like a 40-something-year-old business guy who is just absolutely dead inside. He is going through the motions of life, shambling along like a zombie.
Yeah, he's why they have suicide nets.
Exactly. Yeah, and they're high-quality nets, too. I've seen them.
It should be razor wire, so it's double suicide.
Oh, that's messed up. Anyway, and his
what does he do for work?
He's a business guy. He's a salary man.
Business.
Yeah, he's an indistinct black company salary man.
Oh God.
Yeah. So his life sucks. And his only recourse is on his way home from work every night. He stops in at the 24-hour grocery store to, in his words, get recharged from simply being in the presence of the cute, peppy cashier girl that he likes to see when he goes there. So
retail is the worst job in the world.
Oh, it must be hell.
You have to deal with literally you have to deal with people like this.
Yes.
I've had to deal with people like this, and I'm not even a cute girl.
Oh, it gets even worse.
Unless
apparently, I don't know if this is like a standard thing at all convenis in Japan, or if it's just this one, but he is able to get her personal information because on his receipt it tells him the name of the cashier. It says you were served today by, blank. Her job doxes her for him.
She got doxed by the fucking cash register.
Yeah, truly hell. And
horrifying.
It's this base concept, right? That his life sucks so much and it's so boring, and this is his only ray of sunshine, is seeing this cute girl, and just being in her presence is what gives him the emotional momentum to carry on through to the next day, right? And it's don't do that. That is so
that's
like beyond like
it's not cool.
Like, I'm not even talking in a sexual way. He is literally objectifying her as like a source of nutrients, right? He is a social, emotional vampire in every sense of the word. He has to go literally suck her life force in order to not jump off the building the next morning.
Yeah. Look, this is one thing if you like, okay, you go to the roller rink every weekend and there's like another girl there who like roller rinks every weekend and like you guys are chilling because you're just roller rinking together.
Right.
It's another thing if she works at the roller rink and you're like up in her shit every weekend and she's like, I have to be here.
Yes. That is kind of the thing that the entire manga, which, you know, obviously I've been following for a long time. You know, can't miss a chapter.
Yes, of course, naturally. You got to find out what happens. When does he start cross-dressing?
It hasn't happened yet, but it's not off the table.
Okay.
The fact that there's this layer of professionality, right? She has to be there. That's her job. Like, she's not rich. She works the overnight shift at a conbini, selling cigarettes to like weirdos trying to like suck her life force from her.
It's so brutal.
It's awful. Obviously, you know, the manga and the anime now can't engage with the reality of that situation because the fantastical setup that it then proposes is that, you know, she actually has a crush on this guy in return. You know, and that's
why? Is he hot?
I guess maybe technically he's kind of hot. I guess
he's hot.
He's got like
he's tall and hot.
You know, he's got kind of like he's got a George Clooney quality to him. He's got a little bit of a Pierce Brosnan thing going on. You know,
yeah.
If he didn't dye his hair, he'd be a silver fox for sure.
All right, okay.
Yeah, but you know that's just set dressing to make all of this more plausible, right? Personality wise, he's a wet blanket, like total sad sack. Like, oh, I hate my job.
My entire personality is that everything sucks about me.
Yes, basically. But his entire personality is that, oh man, I can't wait until I get to smoke a cigarette and or see this cute girl again. And wouldn't you know, the entire plot of the comic is about him smoking cigarettes with the cute girl. Like, that's it. That's the point. Now, obviously, you can't base an entire plot around just that, so they have to add in the extra layer of complication in that when she goes on her smoke break, she has to, you know, take off of her work uniform, and obviously she has like a bunch of ear piercings that she has to cover up when she's on shift, and so she takes off the Band-Aids covering up her piercings when she's on break.
What?
And she lets her hair down, and
what?
What were you objecting to?
She wears Band-Aids on her ears when she's working.
Yeah, you see, you're not allowed to have piercings. You know, just I guess in general.
But you're allowed to wear a bunch of Band-Aids. What the fuck is happening?
It's insane. It's the same logic as like tourists have to use these giant Band-Aid pads to cover up tattoos when they go to the onsen over there, and it's just it just makes it look like everybody has giant patches of wounds all over them.
It's so psychotic. It's so insane.
Anyway, what I'm driving towards is that when she goes on her break, she changes her clothes and assumes essentially a different personality. And as a joke,
how long is this break? How does she do that? How long is the break? It's like 15 minutes.
It's like 15
minutes
minutes
break
at
is
most.
15 minutes.
At most. And she fully changes into different clothes.
There is a joke in I Love Boosters, not to ruin I Love Booster jokes, but when they're working at a clothes store, they have a 30-second lunch.
Wow.
It's good. It's good.
Anyway, she assumes a different personality and then as a joke pretends to be a literally different person around him when they're smoking together on her smoke break, to the point where he thinks that the cashier version of her and the smoking version of her are two separate people that he just can never catch in the same place at the same time.
Yeah, because he has face blindness.
He does have face blindness. He's also just kind of a dummy, I think. I think maybe he's just kind of a dumb guy.
He's a stupid idiot who has potentially smoke-related brain cancer.
Oh, he definitely has some kind of brain damage from all of the smoke inhalation.
Yeah, he's smoking a lot. And she vapes, right?
No. She's old school. She smokes the cigarette.
How old is she?
Well, I believe they haven't stated ages in the episodes yet, but I believe he's 42 and she's like 28 or something like that. She's like late 20s.
Late 20s is still like she wouldn't smoke cigarettes. She would vape.
I know, but she's kind of got like she wears leather jackets, right? And she has earrings and like she's got dark lipstick and bangs. So she's got kind of like this rocker thing going on, and obviously it's not rock to vape.
People are writing girls like this a lot. I've noticed in newer horror movies. For some reason, we've wrapped back around to like the stupid alt indie boy from the early 2000s, but now it's like the young girls who are listening to the Shins and shit.
Oh well, they're just Janine Garofalo. That's the template.
Yeah, but like grumpy instead of funny.
I mean, her thing was grumpy funny, but yeah, no, I get you.
Without the funny.
Just grumpy, no funny.
Yeah. Even so, she would vape.
No one vapes. No one vapes in this.
How is that possible?
Well,
is this a period piece?
Well, first of all, it's not a period piece. It's possible because, again, I'm not kidding when I say this entire thing is funded by Big Tobacco. That's true. This is funded. They have the advertising permissions. These guys are smoking like on-brand American spirits and Marlboros.
They're smoking American Spirit?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
Weird. That is so weird.
With the yellow box and everything.
They don't get Lucky Strikes over there?
Not that I saw. These guys
I'm smoking on that Philip Morris.
Yeah.
Smoking on that Morris pack.
There's an entire like little arc where he gets like nostalgic for a discontinued cigarette brand.
Cool.
And she goes out of her way like trying to find the last pack in the world for him.
In the world?
The last pack, well, maybe not the world, maybe
shit.
in their town.
Like Black Dog cigarettes?
Yeah, something like that.
Some shit like that.
No,
she ends up getting one of those packs that has like the opened lungs surgery shit on the front.
Yeah, they really gloss over that. Japanese cigarette packaging does not have those warnings on it. It's got like cute little characters going like, yeah, dude, smoke every day. It's awesome.
Yeah, they got to catch up.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have that here either, but like if you go to Australia or France or whatever, you're going to see some shit. You try to smoke there, you are going to see some shit.
No, nobody vapes. Every other character seems to have these, I don't know if you've seen these, but these kind of like smokeless cigarette systems. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, what the fuck are you talking about?
Okay, so both times that I was in Japan, I saw
Zins?
No, not Zins. Not a packet. It is literally a little thing. It is like a little tube kind of where you stick a regular cigarette down into it, and it's got a kind of battery element at the bottom of the tube that will smolder the cigarette without smoking it. You're basically...
Wait, hold on. You are telling me they have cyberpunk sploofs in Japan?
Yes. Yeah. No, everybody... It's like everywhere. So popular. It's crazy. Let me see if I can find a picture of what these...
This is hell. This is hell. This is hell world. This is so awful. Smoke or don't smoke. Like, don't half-ass it.
I'm sending you a picture of the device I'm talking about. It looks like an iPod, basically. From 2000.
Why not just
2011.
Why not just vape? Why not just vape at that point?
Ironically, I think that they have heavily regulated vaping in Japan, like way more than regular cigarettes.
We live in the worst of all possible worlds. We're in reverse Candide. This is like truly hell. I hate this. hate this thing. I hate it.
Oh, man. Okay, well, to wrap all of this up, I just wanted to bring up Smoking Behind the Convenience Store with you because it is, once again, another anime on the pile of stuff that has, like, way, way too much animation budget for what it is. I won't go into the whole spiel because I feel like I've done that so many times already. But there's no reason for this anime to look as good as it does.
Sure.
And for the art to be as on key as it is. It is infuriating.
Yeah, I mean, that sucks because, again, like you said, it's a cigarette ad. And they're smoking the wrong way, too, which is just insane. It, like, makes me go fucking insane. I quit smoking, but, like, it makes me want to smoke. So you can only imagine the stupid kids who are going to be watching this shit and their stupid fucking smokeless smoking thing. But I do want to, just since we're talking about it, do you just, before Smoking Cat comes out, do you want to, like, guess what her brand is? Do you have any guesses? What does she smoke?
Can I do like a 20 questions format? Does she smoke American or is she smoking European?
I mean, I don't know. I literally don't know.
Oh, we're just speculating. Okay.
Yeah, like, what's your guess?
Absolutely. That is a Pall Mall girl all the way.
She's smoking Pall Malls?
Oh, yeah, for sure. 100%.
That's such an old school. That's like an old guy smoke.
I know. That's like.
You think she's like kind of an old soul?
I mean, have you read Chainsmoker Cat?
No.
I mean, that's kind of the joke is that she's like an old like chain smoker hikikomori guy in mannerism.
I thought she was like a dirt bag, so I was gonna be like, I bet she picks up those double pack swishers. She's just like palming cigarillos wherever she goes.
No, she is a dirt bag. She's basically a Charlie Kelly from It's Always Sunny, right? She is not above smoking a half a cig out of a trash can. That comes up more than once. She is not above smoking a cigarette out of the gutter. She is a trash person, but also she's like a disgusting old man, kind of. The scene that comes to mind, and this is what they used in the trailer for the anime, is when she's doing the wake up routine, getting out of bed, stretching, lighting a cigarette on her balcony, and then she's got like, it looks like she has a can of Boss coffee in her hand, and she's like about to drink from it, but instead she just dumps it out over the balcony, and it's full of all of her like cigarette ooze and old butts, and she dumps it onto her landlord. I thought it was very funny.
Yeah. What if she dipped? Would that be too gross for an anime audience?
I think that
might. She spit?
I don't think that chewing tobacco has the same hold in Japan that it does elsewhere.
Do they sell skull in Japan?
I didn't look for it. I was not paying attention. They definitely had.
I've never thought about it. I've never thought about it.
They definitely had the rainbow of American spirits at every konbini. I saw those everywhere.
Sure, of course. They're the new camels.
They come in colors I didn't even know. You've never even had an American Spirit mauve.
I have not. Maybe I'll break my long streak and just try all of them. do a color review, a rainbow review.
Yeah.
Yeah, they all taste the same.
Oh man,
I can't taste shit anymore.
I think we need to call a podcast here. I need to go take a smoke break. I want a cigarette.
It kills me every time I think about it because unlike some other people who like quit and then they're disgusted by smoking, I quit and I want to smoke all the time. I want to smoke all the time. I don't do it, but I do want to smoke all the time.
That's funny.
Okay. Go and listen to Smoking Out the Window in honor of our smoking anime, and read some truly like emotionally shocking and horrifying manga from Oshimi Shizu.
Yeah, go make yourself uncomfortable. That can be the only moral thing you do in between listening to this and listening to the next episode. Go make yourself uncomfortable.
Yeah, make yourself deeply, deeply uncomfortable, even more uncomfortable than listening to this.
All right, beautiful, tall, handsome listener. Thank you once again for sticking with us. And I just want to take this moment to send a special shout out to all of our new listeners worldwide. We've been getting, a lot of new international fans. So I just want to, say thank you to all you guys out there in Ho Chi Minh City and Baghdad and Tashkent and Dhaka and Nairobi.
Lots of places our country has killed people in.
Yep. In Santiago and Lahore.
Sorry about that.
And Karachi, sorry.
Sorry.
Johannesburg, sorry about that one.
I wasn't there. I wasn't there personally, but sorry.
I do want to say a big thank you and a big we're sorry to Hanoi.
Yeah, that was bad.
Yep.
That was a bad one. I hear the American tourist industry is picking up there. Boy, I can't imagine being that guy.
All 13 of you out there in Montevideo, in Uruguay, thank you. Thank you for listening in. We love the comments. All you anime death spirals in La Paz and Mosul and Doha, you guys are great. So, that's just a small smattering of our international fan base.
Have we started putting out versions in Pashto that I don't know about?
Well, we're working on the subtitles for the podcast. We're gonna put out a subbed version pretty soon, and eventually we'll get a dub out there. We're looking for the right voice actors to do the dub over.
I am gonna learn Pashto before I learn Japanese.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold you to that.
Yeah.
All right. Until next time. Bye.
Yeah, it says here there's a service called Pouch Daddy, which, man, boy, that sucks.